Welcome to this week's edition of Black Authors Matter TV, where we interview the latest movers and shakers in the African American literary community. You'll meet some old friends, discover new ones, and stay abreast of the latest book developments around the country and even the world. So sit back and relax for the next 2 hours with Black Authors Matter TV co-hosts Gwen Richardson and Dr. Rhonda Lawson.
Good evening and welcome to the last edition. Excuse me. Black Authors Matter TV for the month of March. I had something frog in my throat just when I was getting ready to talk. I'm Gwen Richardson, your host for tonight, although I will only be on here for a short time because I have an extra choir rehearsal tonight. And I'm being joined by my co-host,
Dr. Rhonda Lawson. Good evening, everyone.
And also our first guest, who is not only a friend of the show, a friend of ours, she's also one of the managers for the National Black Book Festival, and she's going to be talking about her books in the first segment, and she may also continue joining in with Rhonda, and that is the, I was going to say infamous, but incomparable Pamela Jarmon Wade.
Hello, hello.
So before we get started with Pam's interview, I have some housekeeping notes. Okay, as you all know, every year we do the Black Authors Matter TV Awards, and we have 2 rounds of voting. Round 1 includes every guest that's been on the show for the past year, and then round 2 are the 5 finalists for each category. So the 15 categories. The voting ends on April 2nd at midnight. And if you go to our Facebook page or our Instagram, you'll see where you can vote with the link where you can click over and vote if you haven't voted already. And if you have, you can vote as many times as you like. You can only vote from 1 IP address every day. So a lot of people have 3 IP addresses, their cell phone, their laptop, and their tablet. So anyway, vote, and your favorites could be among the finalists. And then our award show is the second Tuesday in May. Also, the National Black Book Festival registration, the early bird ends tonight at midnight. So if you haven't signed up already, please do sign up. If you want to attend as a vendor, we're getting close to 70% sold. So for this October, so it's filling up fast. And also the Black Authors Matter Children's Book Awards, that process is ongoing. If you have a children's book that you would like to submit, you have until the early June to do that. So, as I said, our first guest is Pamela Jarmon Wade, and she's going to start off by telling us a little bit about her and her books. And I'm going to be signing off in a few minutes, and I will see you all next week. And you all take good care of the hosts for tonight and don't give them too much of a hard time.
I have a wonderful evening, Gwen.
Well, anyway, go ahead, Pam.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Look, I just gave the audience a new name. I was going to say good evening, BAM fam, Black Authors Matter TV family. Hope everyone is having a wonderful evening.
We can call them BAM fam.
BAM fam. Okay.
From now on.
That's something new. That's something new and different.
I just thought of it off the top of my head there. Yeah, so hi, Bam Fam. So I'm happy to be here this evening with Gwen and Rhonda, 2 of my favorite literary people, my National Black Book Festival family members. So tonight, just want to talk about my books. I have 3 children's books, and then I have 1 Christian inspirational book. So I'm just going to hold up my children's books here. I don't know if you can see it. This is The Adventures of Little Leroy, the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King for Black history. I'm a faithful believer that Black history is 365 days a year, not just 28. And with the times that we're in now, some schools don't have libraries anymore. And, trying to take certain history, erase certain history, get this book. Support this book, please, and help the children too to keep Martin Luther King and our Black history on their minds and on the forefront. Then I have The Adventures of Little Leroy, Things That Go Bump in the Night. It's not scary. It's a cute little book about Halloween. My character and his friends coming up on Halloween, and they have a few little scary things, but it's not spooky. So I like that one too. Jesus Walks on Water is my children's Christian book, inspirational book, and this just based on the Bible story of Jesus walking on water, faith. But what I really want to talk about tonight is prayer seeds. Right now, as we're into the Holy Week, let's refresh and renew ourselves. This book has scriptures, prayers, affirmations for reflections and growth. So during this time, it's always good for me to refresh and renew myself. The Bible is timeless. The scriptures are timeless. That's my roadmap. And so during this time of spring and Easter and the Holy Week is just really a great time to refresh and renew ourselves. So these affirmations, they can be utilized 365 days a year, but this just time of refreshing and renewing. And at the back of the book, there is pages for notations of your growth so that you can chart and document your growth as you watch what's going on in your life, what you're praying for, what you're standing in faith and expectation for, and just the changes that you're making in your life as you go forward, continuing to stay in the Word of God and stay faithful and prayerful and hopeful. So prayer season. I've even got on my little T-shirt here.
We can see it. No, we can see.
Right.
We can see prayer. We can see prayer.
Okay.
That's the main thing.
Yes. So for those who come out to the National Black Book Festival this year in October, I will have my merch at the table. And so these shirts will also be available. This pink is popping. So, ladies, get your shirts. And books make great gifts. T-shirts make awesome gifts. So, we'll be looking for you all in October. So looking forward to seeing everybody. And my children's books will be at the National Black Book Festival in October as well. Bring the kids out for the children's festival, for the children's portion on that Saturday of the festival. Every year we get bigger and better. And let me say this, because last year it rained. The rain doesn't stop us. We're kind of like the mailman. We do what we do, whether it's raining, sunshine, and I don't know about the snow, but we probably would do it in the snow too.
Well, if it snowed here in Houston in October, then that's the end times.
Yeah, we don't need you wishing snow in October in Houston. So don't even talk like that.
No, normally it's 80 degrees. So
just letting them know we are going to be at the church ready and willing and able and waiting for the children to come have fun, meet children's authors. Some of them are from other states within the United States. A lot of them are local right here in Houston. Get, face painting, balloons, giveaways, picture taking. And, I'm always excited when I see a kid meet a children's author, especially if it's their first time actually meeting the author of the book. And they're just so excited, and I get excited about it too.
You're one of the you're kind of a fixture when it comes to the National Black Book Festival. You host the dinner on the night before, and
Yes.
you also host the children's festival, and I think you also do a couple of other activities throughout the festival as well. What are some of the other activities that you do?
Oh, well, I assist wherever we need, wherever there is a need. Mary Evans, she's a children's author also, and Dr. Shalita Anderson, and also Rhonda Jackson Garcia, and one other, Brenda A. White.
Yes.
We are there. We're there doing whatever needs to be done. We do workshops, forums. We assist, for the celebrity authors if we're needed to do anything. We're there to help out and make sure that the festival goes smoothly and that all of the patrons and the audience, the readers that come out, that they have a great time.
Now, one thing people don't realize is, it's a huge festival. There are over
Yes.
100 authors who participate. And I don't think people realize that even though there are 100 authors who participate, you can't just come in and say, okay, there's 100 authors there. That means that it's going to be all kinds of people coming in. You can't depend on just because there's 100 authors there that they're going to bring in all the people. Everybody has to do their part and promoting that they're coming. So what are the things that people can do to promote their appearance there?
Oh, well, we would definitely want other authors to post on their social media about the event, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever they do. If they have an audience built up where they send out newsletters, just talk it up, advertise it, because they're advertising not just the festival, but themselves as well.
Right.
And so, and no matter, even if that author does not live in Houston, they should still promote the event. No matter whether they're in Texas or outside of Texas, so promote it, promote. Word of mouth is awesome in, letting people know what's going on. And for the authors that live here in Houston, they definitely should be doing it. We have such an awesome asset like this right here in our backyard in Houston. Amazing event that happens every year. So, definitely they should do that.
How long have you been participating with the festival?
Oh, wow. It's been about 14 years now.
Wow.
Maybe 15. It was going on in the DoubleTree Hotel in Houston when I first started attending. So when it was at the DoubleTree, I was not a co-manager or anything at that point. I was just an attendee. And then from that point, I became a vendor doing my book signings and things as well. And then started volunteering as well, just helping out because, I love what Gwen and her husband has done with the National Black Book Festival. It's awesome. I do believe that, kids, reading is power. Reading is awesome. We need to promote literacy because, when you talk to school teachers or people who are in the education field, you find out people that, the grade levels that you think aren't reading or can read at a certain level, they're lacking. There's a deficiency there. And so, we want to continue to promote reading and books and, books are awesome. Stories are awesome. When you come to the festival, you got so many different genres to choose from. You got business, you got autobiographies, you got the children's books, you've got the faith, you've got education, you've got sci-fi, you got romance, you name it, business section. We got some of everything. So, if for all those readers, your needs will be met. The authors are there. Just, come on out.
This is true. Do you have a favorite moment that you remember? What is your favorite moment from the National Black Book Festival that you can remember?
Wow. Well, I'm going to say my most favorite moment first. My most favorite moment was when my cousin Kwame Alexander came. That was my favorite moment of all times. Of all times, because our family, we're so proud of him. He's done amazing things. I remember when he, was just doing poetry, and who knew that things would go to the level that they're at now. But I knew he was destined for great things. He just had that aura about himself. You could just tell. And then I guess the other connection for me was I was already I started with poetry, before I went into children's books and the Christian inspirational. My very first thing was poetry because in high school I was in creative writing, and then once I got junior high was creative writing. High school I went into journalism, but still within the writing field. But it's been so many amazing moments. Roland Martin, when he came, that was awesome. We love Roland Martin here in
I
Houston.
think that was before me.
Huh?
I think that was before me.
No, no. When I think the last when Roland came, I think you were there. I'm not
Interview Merlin Martin.
You don't remember it? I don't. You might not have been interviewing, but I thought you were there.
No.
But okay, okay.
Mm-mm.
Well, yeah, that was an awesome time when Roland was there. But it's been so many celebrity authors. I mean, gosh, when the model, I think her name is Beverly Johnson, she had a
I
book
met
out.
Beverly Johnson too.
Yeah,
Man.
Beverly was awesome. So that was
So mad.
awesome. And then Eric LaSalle, that was a great time.
Okay, now I did. That was last year.
Yeah, well, he's been there, I think, twice.
Okay.
He's been there twice. So when he came last year, I was real busy. So I didn't get to sit in on his workshop, didn't get to really interact because I was busy with some other things around the festival. But the first time he came, I was able to have that time and sit down and listen to him talk about not only his writing, but his acting. And,
Yeah.
I always remember him from Coming to America.
Everybody's always going to remember that. That's iconic.
It is. And then the actor from Greenleaf, I think his name in Greenleaf was Uncle Mac, but I can't.
Oh, Kevin. Keith.
Can't think,
Keith.
I cannot think of his name.
And yeah,
but the one that played the uncle in Greenleaf.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't think of his last name, but I think his first name is Keith. I can't think of his last name.
When he came, that was awesome. Every time is awesome, but it's just been so many.
I thought you were going to mention when Omarion came, when we had to go knock on that man's trailer.
No, you
who had to go, who went with me and had to go knock on his trailer door?
I did not.
Somebody who went with me and I had to go knock on his trailer door. I was like, are you coming to do this interview? They were like, just let us know when you're ready. And they gonna close the door. I'm like, man, we book people. We're not beating on your door like that.
Yeah. And and I don't want to leave out Victoria Christopher Murray and her partner. Names are escaping me right now, but you know it. You know her name. Those two write together sometimes, and I know they do a lot of stuff together.
Rashonda Tate.
Yes, Rashonda Tate is Billings, but Rashonda Tate, yes.
Yeah.
Those two are awesome. And we just have so many people coming through. I mean, it's hard to name all of them. And I know I've left a whole lot of names out, but they have all been amazing every year. Every year is amazing.
It is. It's always a good time, and there's always a nugget that's dropped. So there's always going to be something that we can take back, and that's going to help people on their literary journey. Well, we've had people who have come and talked about how to get your books, how to make your books into movies.
Yes.
Amazon has come out. Amazon KDP has come out, and they've given really good information on how to get your books into the KDP system.
And I like the fact that they even come out on Thursday nights to the Welcome to Houston reception. Yeah, so KDP, Amazon KDP, I think the last 2 years they've been there on Thursday nights for sure. So yeah, awesome. Yeah, they're very, very approachable and knowledgeable and willing, ready, willing, and able to share and talk. So dropping those nuggets, yeah.
And so who else has come out? You see, there's been other people who have dropped some really good information. There was a good social media class. How to raise your social media profile.
Well, Mary always does an amazing job with the social media. Mary Evans, And as
All,
you
all,
know,
I'm,
she does.
all I'm gonna say about social media, because one time she said, "Who has over 5,000 followers?" And this man got up there and said he had over 5,000 followers. Now, if you're gonna say something like that, people in the audience are going to check. And
Yes.
I check. I'm messy. So,
He didn't have it.
oh,
Oh wow.
so I'm sitting next to another author. And we're sitting here looking like, okay, he said he had 5,000 across profiles. So I'm like, okay, well, he only had about 500 here. So I said, well, let's look on a different profile. Like maybe 1,000 here. It
Mhm.
looked across like 3 different profiles. It did not come up to 5,000. I'm like, if you're gonna sit here and lie, I mean, don't hide your profile now.
Wow. Mm,
You
mm,
don't
mm.
have to lie to these people.
No, no, just keep it real. Look, we all in this together. Yes, all in this together. But yeah, Mary does a wonderful job. So, and
Yeah,
she's another person who loves to share knowledge and information. She is I mean, she's just so giving.
she
So,
is. She
uh,
is.
any,
And I love that. I mean, I have really gotten to know you and Mary and Shanita, so many people. I mean, I've gotten to know you all through the show and through the festival. And what you're saying is the absolute truth. That just giving and friendly. And it's almost like a reunion whenever we all come
yeah,
to.
always a good time. Always a
Yeah.
good time. And of course, I guess I will be remiss if I didn't say we have our own literary reporter, who is on the scene interviewing the people. And man, this book festival is awesome.
I enjoy doing that too. Just getting to
I
know.
know you do. I know. I think that's the good thing about it, because we're all passionate about it and we love what we do.
Right.
And so, when you love what you do, I do believe that saying, when you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. You're not working because you're enjoying what you're doing.
This is
So, yeah,
this is
yeah.
true. So we only have a few minutes left before the next author comes on.
Hmm.
So what are some things as people who are getting ready for the National Black Book Festival? What are some things you would tell them to do? I mean, this is basically it's April. Tomorrow's April 1st.
Hmm.
The festival is in October, so we have between April and October for people to prepare. What should they be doing to prepare for this
Well,
festival?
I would definitely say make sure that they have their inventory, prepared, together. Don't wait until the last minute because anything could happen. So, have their book inventory together. Make sure that they are promoting. Usually, I know Gwen will have some flyers curated and drafted up for the authors that are participating. Start getting those out. Don't wait until October. Once
Right,
you get them, as soon as she gets them out, go ahead and start promoting that on your social media, sharing with friends. If you have flyers, if you have cards, because a lot of authors have so many different things to promote themselves, to start getting that stuff out and letting people know where they're going to be and what's going on and the dates and everything for all of it. And to also let people know that this is a free event open to the public. So there's no charge to come. And so if they're coming from out of state, make sure that they have gotten with Gwen to make sure that their hotel arrangements, if they're staying, at the host hotel, have all that straight. If they're doing an Airbnb or whatever outside of, what the book festival has blocked off, to just make sure that they have their ducks in a row and have everything together with that. Um, uh, you know, uh, and whatever networking, if they have business cards they're bringing, or a lot of them do digital business cards now, but some people still have the old-fashioned business cards. Make sure that you have.
I'm an old-fashioned business card girl myself. However, um, when I was in New Orleans, I did my Black History Month event in New Orleans this year instead of in DC like I normally do. And one of my authors, Michelle Knight, had the dot bracelet. And what she was doing, as she was going out and networking with people, we're walking around the Riverwalk. She just reached out her bracelet and had people take their phone and tap her bracelet.
Wow, I had not seen that yet.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And so I'm thinking about going ahead and ordering that bracelet because it's really good when you do book signings or when you're out networking. You don't have to worry about pulling out business cards. People lose business cards, but have them tap the bracelet. It'll take you right to take them right to your Instagram page. And on my Instagram, I have a link tree on there. So if they want my website, they can go to my link in bio, and my website is on there, and my other social media platforms, my a link to my Substack and everything else is right there. So I'm thinking about going ahead and investing in that. So it's really good when you're out networking and you're in a big crowd, or like I said, if you go into an event, like I'm going to the Indiana Black Expo in July, or like we're going to be doing the Texas Book Festival
in Austin.
Right. So
yes,
why not have people just tap that bracelet?
That sounds awesome. Can you drop that info in our chat?
As soon as I find it. I've not looked into it yet, but I might I'm gonna look for it. And if
or just email us.
Yeah, if I find it during the show, I'll drop it into the chat.
Okay, that sounds great. So just don't wait until the last minute. At the end of the day, don't wait until the last minute to get prepared.
Right. And another thing that I would say, if you don't live in Houston, but you're going to be signing books in Houston, and if you're going to be doing advertising to let people know that you're going to be in Houston, why not do some targeted advertising? I know I don't live in New Orleans anymore. So what I was doing is whenever I posted a TikTok or an Instagram post, instead of just posting it, what I did was I put, instead of making my location here in the DMV, I made my location New Orleans. So that way more people in New Orleans would see the location. If I decided I wanted to do paid ads, I made sure that I targeted people in New Orleans because I wanted more people in New Orleans to see it. So the same thing. Do the same thing in Houston. If you know you're going to be in Houston, target more of your social media to the Houston area. Don't just do it in downtown Houston because this event is nowhere near downtown Houston.
Yeah.
So do it in northern Houston where the event's going to be, because you want more people in that area to see it, because those are the people who are going to come out.
Well, and believe it or not, a lot of times I talk to authors who are coming from out of town, but they have relatives that live here.
Yeah.
And so, if people have relatives or friends that live in H-Town, hey, get them on board too with getting the word out.
Why not?
Yeah.
Word of mouth is a wonderful thing.
It definitely is. It's a powerful thing.
Yeah. So, Pam, are you going to hang out with us? Are you going to hang out with me while we talk to the other guests?
Absolutely. Yes.
Wonderful, because our next guest is already in the waiting room. Yes. So, I'm going to go ahead and bring her in. I'm hoping I'm going to say her name correctly. It's Terah Harris, or is it Terah Harris? I'll find out. There she is. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, wow. I heard her, but she's muted.
Okay, how about that?
Oh, there we go.
There she is.
Oh, that was you who said hi, Pam.
Yeah, I said hi,
Oh,
but I can hear her now.
okay. Okay, how do I say your first name? Is it Tira?
It's Terah.
Tara. Okay. Hey,
Terah.
Tara. Welcome to
Hello.
the show. Welcome to Black Authors Matter TV.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. So it's going to be me, Dr. Rhonda, and it's going to be our special guest host tonight, Pamela Jarmon Wade. Gwen
Hmm?
has another engagement tonight, so she won't be able to be on the show tonight. So
Okay.
you're stuck with us tonight.
Okay. I wouldn't say stuck with y'all. I have the pleasure of being with you two tonight.
And we're happy you're here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so first of all, like I said, welcome to the show. We're very happy to have you. I was kidding. We're gonna have a really good time tonight.
Of
And
course.
so we're gonna be talking to you about your book, Where the Wildflowers Grow.
Hmm.
So first of all, tell us about the book.
So the book is a contemporary fiction novel that's centered around the main character, Leandra Wiles. And so at the beginning of this book, Leandra Wiles is on a prison transport bus, and the bus that she's on careens off the road and kills everybody on board except for her.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so she's at the bottom of this ravine and she realizes that, oh no, this is the second incident that has happened in her life that she was the only survivor left. And so she realizes that her father was right because her father raised her and her sister Lila to be survivors. They lived off the grid. And so she realizes in that moment that she's never really lived a life and that she's only lived a life of survival and never lived a life. So she makes a very tough decision that she's not going to wait for the prison officials to find her, that she is just going to walk away from this bus crash and begin living her life. And as luck would have it, she meets a hunky flower farmer named Jackson who
Wait, a
offers
what
her
kind of
a hunky flower farmer, a
hunky
good-looking flower
flower?
farmer, a good-looking
Hunky.
flower
Oh,
farmer.
Okay.
Hunky, yeah, a good-looking flower farmer
Yes.
who offers her a job on his flower farm and in rural Alabama. And so she thinks that this is the perfect place to hide out because this location is very rural. And so she thinks, okay, I'm going to hide out here until I can figure out my next steps, what I'm going to do. But what she doesn't expect to find is the family of men who live there who have also dealt with their own childhood traumas. And so there she undergoes this journey of self-discovery and healing from the things that have hurt her. And of course, she falls in love with Jackson, the flower farmer. And then by the end of the book, when tragedy strikes again, she has to decide what it is that she can truly survive.
Sounds like an interesting story. And first of all, the fact that she's been the sole survivor twice in her life.
Yeah, yeah. So the theme of this book is grief. And so it is centered around two very specific types of grief: survivor's guilt, which she has, and also complex grief. And the complex grief is the grief of, regular grief is when you grieve someone that you love, your husband, your mom, your grandma. But complex grief is that difficult part of grief, of grieving someone who has hurt you. And who will never be able to give you the closure that you need, that will never give you the forgiveness that you seek for, and will never be able to say sorry. And so she's dealing with that with her family. There are two thinly veiled mysteries throughout this book. Is why Lee was in prison and what happened to her family. And so that is like the main plot of this book. So that's the thinly veiled plot, but it is a character driven book about, finding your way and healing from these things that have hurt you.
it sounds like a must-read book.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So since it's dealing with grief, is your background in grief? Do you grief counseling or anything, or how did you research your book to deal with the grief?
Yes, I work with a grief therapist to make sure I got this grief correctly. These two specific types of grief that Lee suffers from is not any type of grief that I know anything about, and so I wanted to get that right. And so we work with her, I work with her to try to figure out, how to accurately portray Lee, this character of exhibiting this type of grief. So it's not, I mean, and then Lee was a tough character to write because she's not trusting. She's not a trusting person. As someone who has been a survivor her entire life, she is used to the next thing, surviving, surviving, surviving. And so when she arrives on this flower farm with these guys, they're open and she doesn't know how to accept that, and that is just I want to write her as close to what and be true to with the grief and be true to the trauma that she had.
I think it's interesting and very important that you chose to talk to a grief expert when writing this story, because that's something that a lot of authors may not have thought to do. They may have maybe read a few things and thought that they could maybe put the details in, or they might go with some details that they thought might be interesting to put into the book. But the fact that you decided that you needed that extra layer, and that would be a layer that maybe a grief expert would know to put in, something that we as a layperson may not think about, is very important. And it actually puts an extra layer of realism into your story.
Yeah, I mean, you as a writer, I want to get the details correct. That's the research is one of my favorite parts of writing a book is doing the research to make sure that I get things right. And especially when you're dealing with a very sensitive topic like grief, that is definitely something that I feel like you want to work with people and make sure you get that right. So I think that's one of the things that people have been loving about this book and the reactions that I am receiving and getting from people is that we got that right. Like this is right. And I think I attribute that to a lot to just working with this great therapist.
Do you have a copy of your book close at hand so you can let us see your cover?
This is they're here. This is the book.
Okay, okay.
And then this is the standard edition. There's a deluxe special edition, and that special edition has these edges.
Oh, okay, nice.
Oh, okay. Can we get a closer look at the edges?
So this is the book, and then those are the
That's
edges.
beautiful.
Oh, wow. Now I have not seen I haven't seen any books with edges like that.
I have
That's nice,
seen
unique.
books. I have seen books with those edges, and not a lot of them, of course, but I have seen them, and it adds an extra layer to the books. I think they're gorgeous.
They are.
It is a beautiful book. They did such an amazing job with these edges, and I'm really proud of it because contemporary fiction, these our books don't normally receive edges. A lot of these books with these sprayed edges is really reserved for like fantasy, historical books. Very rarely, I mean, and even romance, but contemporary fiction books rarely get this special,
Mhm.
treatment to it. So, I was very blessed to receive that.
Wow, nice. Now, are you one of the are you coming to the festival this year? Are you one of the participating authors?
No, I'm not. No.
Well, consider it.
Like, well, I need to.
When is the festival?
It's in
It's
October. What's the third? Is it the third week or the
third
fourth?
weekend. Yeah, third. I think it's the third. Forgive us. I have to look at the calendar to tell you the
I have
exact
to
date.
tell you right now. Hold on.
Okay.
And while she's looking that up, and where's it being held?
In
Houston,
Houston.
Texas.
In Houston.
It's the
Where
fourth.
are you
It's the
based?
fourth weekend in October.
Okay.
I'm in
Where are
I'm
you
in
based?
I'm in Alabama.
Oh, you're not that far away.
I
Yeah.
was just I
Well,
was just I was just in Houston for a book event, so I love it. I love Houston.
every year it is that fourth week in October.
Hmm.
Thursday is the Welcome to Houston reception, and then the actual book festival is that Friday and Saturday. It's a two day book
Two-day
event.
festival. Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
Hmm.
So you should, yeah, definitely consider it. Check it out if you haven't uh, checked out the info at the website, National Black Book Festival .com. Yeah, all the info is there
Hmm.
for the
Okay.
registration fees and all the details. Gwen has everything there.
Okay. I will definitely do that.
Pamela pitching.
Hmm.
Well, that book sounds really good. And then when she held up those edges, I'm like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
The
would love to have
edges,
her
I'm
there.
telling you, the edges are beautiful. And
Yeah.
the flower, well, of course, I mean, it's where the wildflowers grow, but and then with the flowers being painted on, that looks very intricate.
Thank you. Yeah, they did a good job. I mean, it's just kind of like a continuation of like the actual cover that just kind
Mm-hmm.
of wraps around. So yeah, we're very happy. This book is a special edition. So, and I just received word that we are nearing the end of that print run. So
Mm.
when they're done, exhausted, there will be no more of this one, of this particular special edges. There will only be the regular one, the regular book without the edges.
And there's a
And
pricing difference, I'm
Nope.
guessing, between the two.
No.
There's
Nope.
oh,
No pricing difference. They're the exact same.
is it
good.
a,
Let me get my floral edition.
Hmm.
is
So
it
now
available on Amazon?
I was just about to ask that. So
It
the
is.
floral edition.
Anywhere books are sold. Barnes and
Okay.
Noble, Books a Million, Amazon, any of your indie booksellers.
Okay, great.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that is beautiful. That makes, I mean, I'm an audiobook girly, but I have to get the floral edition. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it the floral edition.
Well, let me tell you about the audiobook. So the
Oh,
audiobook of this is something special as well. It is duet narration. So you
oh,
have a man reading all the male parts and a woman reading all the female parts. Not
Wow.
only,
Okay.
it's not from chapter to chapter. It is like a conversation. So when there's time for a male to speak, he speaks, and then when it's time for a female to speak, she speaks. So that's duet narration. And the narrator for Lee's character is Tracy Toms. And so I don't know if you're familiar with who Tracy Toms is. She is an actress. She is
mhm.
currently starring on 911, and
Oh,
she has
Okay.
been someone told me Cold Case. I remember Cold Case back in the day, a TV show called Cold Case,
yeah, I
but
remember the
she also she's also in The Devil Wears Prada. She was Anne Hathaway's black best friend in The Devil Wears Prada. So she's an actress who narrates this book, performs this, and she did such an amazing job. I mean, I just finished listening to it and I was like, "Oh my God." And it was my book. And she did such a great job. And then the man that narrated it, his name is Deontay Black. And he narrated my second book, Long After We're Gone. So they just did a great job.
Steve Black.
Awesome.
I know that name. He does a lot of audiobooks, doesn't he?
He does a lot of audiobooks. Yeah.
Okay, I think I know. I think I know that name. I think I've heard some of his work before. See, now
Hmm.
you have me messed up. I was saying I wanted the floral edition, but now I think I want the audiobook. See, you done messed me up,
You know,
girl.
you could do immersive reading and you can just do both.
I know, right?
I mean, you can have the book out and listen to it and kind of flip through at the same time.
And see, now I'm one who likes to have a book in my hands. I love
Mhm.
my book in my hand and being able to highlight different things and refer back, especially if I'm trying to tell somebody about the book and a certain scene in the book. But
Mhm.
by you telling us about the audio, because I'm not into the audio books yet, now you've got me wanting to check out the audio.
And if you are I'm an audiobook girly too. And so but duet narration just was so good. I love duet narration. So this is a really good audiobook.
Awesome.
So, now you mentioned earlier that it's kind of a mystery why she was in prison. Is that mystery ever revealed?
At the end.
Okay, so
At the
don't.
end. And it's I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's kind of she opens up and slowly when she arrives on the flower farm, She is just like this closed off, she has all this armor on to protect herself. And the longer she's there, the more she starts to open up. And the way this book is structured is in the very beginning, in the prologue, you find out that she is speaking and she's telling this story to someone. And so you are reading to try to figure out who she is telling this story to. And of course, you don't find that out to the very end. But
Mm.
as she is telling this story to this person she's talking to, and when she gets on the farm, she starts to slowly open up about what happened to her and her life with her family and what happened to them, and then why she's in prison.
So
It
this like there's a couple of different stories within the story, it sounds like.
Very much, very much.
now
And one of the things I'm sorry.
do you have thoughts or goals of maybe turning this book into a movie at some point?
I have a film agent who is amazing. But I leave that to her because,
Mhm.
I'm an author. I love just writing books. And, it's Hollywood is, especially now, very tricky to navigate. It's very difficult to get something optioned. It's very difficult to get something greenlit if you do. I've had projects of option before, but it's very
It's
difficult
sat
to
there,
get
right?
things. I'm sorry?
I said sometimes it's option, but it'll sit there. And
It'll
just because
sit.
it's
And
option
so
doesn't mean that it's actually going to go anywhere.
that's right. And so to me, I mean, that's her job. Her job to sell it. My job is to write the books. And so
Okay.
if it happens, I would love it. This book would be so beautiful on the screen because it takes place on a flower farm. And so you
Mhm.
can get a chance to see like the flowers, like this beautiful farm. I can picture this big country background with these flowers and this big blue sky. I mean, it'll make the perfect movie. But, you know, Hollywood is tricky right now.
Yes, it is tricky. Now, this is a pretty thick book. How many pages is it?
It's over 400.
Wow.
I am long-winded.
Well, I
I
wouldn't call it
remember.
long-winded. There is an audience for longer fiction.
It
And
400 458.
wow. So, and that
458.
was actually going to lead into my question because there's an audience for longer fiction, and but for a while there was a thirst for shorter fiction. Did you ever consider, and I think your other books are actually longer as well.
They're
Um,
all about the same. Yeah.
did you ever consider writing shorter stories, or have you always said my books are just going to be longer?
My books are just going to be longer. I just if there's a story that needs to be told, and if that is told in 75,000 words, great. But if you need to tell it in 100,000 words, then that's fine too. I don't limit myself. I of course this particular book is the longest one that I've written. And
Mhm.
but I tell people this book is not a race to the end. It is not designed for you to try to hurry up and read it in 24 hours, even though some people have been reading it in a day or two. It is meant to be savored. It is meant for you to go on this journey with Lee and her healing journey. You are meant to, the beginning of this book opens with Lee in the water because the bus has careened off the road and crashed into this river. And so she is drowning when this book opens. And so you are meant to go on that journey when she saves herself from the bus all the way to the very end. And it's not meant to be read. It's literary
You
fiction.
you
So
shouldn't
it's
rush.
meant to be savored and it's meant for you to fall and kind of go in with the language. So it's meant to be read slowly.
So how long, I'm curious, how long did it take you to write that book?
It took me about 4 months to write, which is historically very fast for literary fiction.
Hmm.
But the book itself it had been in my head for up to a year before I actually started writing it.
Hmm.
I like to tell people that my stories come to me, I don't go to it. And so pieces of Lee's story, pieces of this had started to drop into my head as I was writing. I mean, when I was finishing up my second book. And so I just kind of store that. And so when it's done and it's time for me to write, I can write it somewhat fast because it's been living inside me for so long that it's time to come out.
Hmm.
Well, one thing I like about longer stories is the journey of writing it.
Hmm.
Sometimes you feel like you're spending time with these characters when
Hmm.
you're writing the story. And
Hmm.
half the fun, for lack of a better term, is actually writing the story and spending time with them. And it's almost a letdown when you're actually done with them.
It's so amazing that you said that because I cannot tell you the number of people who I met on the road that said, I just did not want this book to end. And that is a testament to what you just said because you're meant to stay with Lee. You're meant to watch her heal and get to know her and the guys on the flower farm. And so when you get to the end, you're like, oh, you've fallen in love with these characters. You've been with her. This book takes place over 9 months. So you've been with her for these 9 months of this and you've watched her go in that was in survival mode and then you watch her come out of survival mode, and fall in love and experience the joys of life where she only knew, the hardship of life. And so by the end you're like, I don't want to leave. Like I want to stay here on this flower farm forever. So that's amazing that you said that because that's exactly it.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, um, I think earlier in my writing journey, I was writing longer stories, and I actually want to get back to writing longer stories because of just that reason.
Hmm.
Um, when you're writing a longer story, you're spending time with them. You're thinking about them. You're thinking about them like they're real people.
Hmm.
You're like, okay, what's going to happen to them next?
Right.
And that's in the description, like when you said she's drowning, you don't want to rush through that.
Right.
You're experiencing that and you want your reader to experience that as well. And if you rush
Right.
through the scene, you're actually shortchanging the reader because the
That's
reader
right.
experience that as well.
That's right.
They need to feel what the character's feeling at that time. And when you rush through that, the reader can't experience that.
That
They
is
don't know what
exactly
the
that
person's going through.
That is exactly correct. And this is more literary fiction. Commercial fiction has a plot, that you're trying to find. The plot like there's a bomb on the bus and we have to figure out which bus it is. But literary fiction is more character driven. It's more about the people and the characters and getting to know them and building up their story. So this is more of that literary than commercial. So you are meant to get to know Lee better and the guys better. So by the end, you have this connection with them.
Mhm.
We do have a couple of questions in the chat. Both two of them from Leandra asked you. The first question she had was, "What was the inspiration for your story?" And then she also asked about where she can get the book with the special edges. And you already answered that question, but if you want to touch on, just kind of remind her where she can get that book, and then if you can talk about the inspiration.
Yeah, first of all, her name is Leandra, which is the main character's name. Her real name is Leandra Wild. So it's just crazy that a Leandra would ask that question.
It is
Um,
cool.
But the books can be found, the special edition can be found anywhere. Barnes& Noble, Books a Million, of course, Amazon, and of course, any of your independent bookstores for now. And like I said, get them before they sell out of them. As far as inspiration, so there are two real life pieces of inspiration that came to me. I read an article about an 18-year-old girl in Colorado who did not exist on paper. And I thought, how does a person not exist? And turns out this 18-year-old girl is a non-entity. And you become a non-entity when you are born off the grid and your birth is never reported. So when you are born off the grid, your family has 10 days to report your birth. And if your birth is not reported, you do not receive two very important documents, a birth certificate and a social security card, which, as we know, we can do nothing in this world without those two things. And so, therefore, in the eyes of the government, this 18-year-old girl was invisible. She didn't exist. And this girl just wanted to go to college. She just wanted to apply for financial aid to go to college and get a driver's license. And so I thought that was very fascinating of a character detail of someone not existing, physically existing to the in the eyes of government. And so I kind of tucked that away in the back of my mind. And then I read this interesting article about this man named Bobby Love, who was a convicted armed robber from prison and lived like the next 30 years of his life. He got married, he had two children, he became a deacon in his church. until one day the police found him and he got a knock at the door and his wife answered and they asked for him by his real name and she says, "Oh, there's nobody here by that name." And they said, "Oh, yes, he is. It's him right there." And so I thought about what is that like for a person to be this escaped convicted felon, but yet on the run and knowing at any moment that their life could change, the police could be there. And so I just kind of merged those two real life stories together to create the basis of Leandra, my main character.
Interesting. Now, I will say that she did know that she said that she was excited to see that the main character shared her name. She says she never sees her name anywhere. And
Right?
that she said that it's superb writing so far and that she can't wait to finish the book.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, I mean, how does it feel when it never gets old as an author when people praise your work, so to speak?
Yeah, it never gets old. And for me, I don't read any reviews or anything. So anything that I know from any feedback I get is from, talking to people, like when I go do my events and stuff, and people coming up to me, or people DMing me and telling me how much they love the book.
That's awesome. Pam, do you have anything else? Any other questions?
No, well, I do have one question. How many books do you have published?
3. This is my
Three.
third one. Yep, my
Okay,
third
all
one.
right. Well, this one sounds very, very interesting, and
Thank you.
I will be adding it to my library so I can read it. So
Thank
it's on
you.
my list.
Thank you
It's on
so
my
much.
list.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. This really, really sounds like a good book. But see, now you have me in this conundrum. Like I said, I wanted the pretty book, but now I think I want the audio book.
I don't see it's a conundrum. I see it as a very simple solution, and is that for you to buy both. And you just
I
buy
might
both
have to do that.
and do immersive reading. Or well, no, because then you won't have the beautiful edges. I just say do the beautiful edges and the audiobook and do an immersive reading. So
You know what? That just might be what I have to do.
that's it. That's it. That's what I would do. I mean, I
Okay.
have a lot of my writing friends, I have their books in multiple formats. So it's not uncommon for me to have your book in like 3 different formats, like the Kindle version, the physical book, and the audio. So
You're a good friend. You're a good friend. I mean, my family, I'm doing good if they buy the book.
oh, I tried my best to support my friends. And then, Amazon Kindle has these sales. Not just Kindle, but it's just Kindle, Amazon sales, Kobo sales, Barnes Noble, $1.99. Books go on sale for like $1.99. And that's how I buy a lot of my ebook
Yeah.
books is that way. Audible has a daily sale. Every day they'll put one of their titles on sale for like $3.99, $4.99. And then once a month they'll have these. They just had a 2-for-1 Audible sale. So you can get two audiobooks for the cost of one credit. So this is how I keep my library up.
Yeah, I need to do that. Every once in a while I catch the Audible sales. Uh,
Hmm.
I do try to keep my Audible up because I'm reading a book now that's pretty good. Um, I like to listen to my audible books when I'm driving. Like I live in the DMV, so everywhere you go, when you're driving in the DMV, you're gonna be driving for an hour. It doesn't matter where you're going, at least an hour, sometimes
Hmm.
two.
Hmm.
So I listen to my audiobook and I just drive. And I had to go pick up my wine orders on Saturday, so I threw my audiobook in and just started driving, and I enjoyed myself listening to my audiobooks.
Absolutely.
That's what I do. But
Hmm.
it's just about, well, 9 o'clock here in the DMV. I don't know where you say you're located in Alabama.
Alabama. Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So if you can remind us how we can reach out to you, where we can find the books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mom. Where do Wildflowers grow? It can be purchased at anywhere books are purchased. Like I said, Amazon, Barnes Noble, Books a Million, preferably an indie bookstore, preferably even more a Black indie. My website, I can be found at terahsharris.com, TERAHS Harris.com, or on Instagram at Terah S. Harris. That's where I am. I do have a Facebook page, but I rarely monitor that. But yeah, I'm mostly on Instagram and Threads.
Okay. Oh, awesome. I'm on Threads as well. I keep forgetting
Mhm.
to tell people I'm on Threads. But
Mhm.
yeah, I did put your Amazon link in the chat. So
Thank you.
and don't forget, if anybody wants the limited edition, you can find it anywhere, Barnes and Noble, Amazon. But once it's gone, it's gone. So if you want that
That's
limited
it.
edition, you better get it now.
That's right.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, Terah, thank you so much. I really
Thank
enjoyed our
you.
conversation. Best wishes to you. And I already know this book is going to be amazing.
Thank
I'll get
you.
my book/books very soon.
Okay. All
All
right.
right, you have
Look
a great
forward. I look forward to reading it and enjoyed the conversation.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye
bye.
bye. Wow, I really like that book.
I know it
Those
sounds like a great
pages are,
story,
I've
right?
never seen it. It was amazing. I like it.
Yeah.
Very unique.
All right, now I'm bringing on our next guest, Miss BriAnn Danae. I just needed to turn on her camera so we can see her beautiful face.
Hi,
Hi, there she is. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are
Oh,
you?
there she is. Okay. Hi.
Okay, at
Hi.
first I thought I was looking at a picture because I'm like, I hear her voice, but I don't see her moving. Well, welcome to Black Authors Matter TV.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So, it's BriAnn or BriAnn?
BriAnn.
BriAnn. BriAnn Danae.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm Dr. Rhonda, and I'm joined by Pamela, Jarmon Wade. Gwen had a prior engagement tonight, so she's unable to join us. So we will be doing your interview tonight.
Okay. That's
And
fine.
we're happy to have you.
I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited to have you. So we are going to be talking to you. Um, Love Worth Forever.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, let's talk about it. Tell us what Love Worth Forever is all about.
So it's my second traditionally published book. It came out in April and released in stores. It's actually in over 450 Walmarts worldwide. So I'm very excited about that. Um,
Congratulations.
Thank you. So Nori is a woman who has moved back home, and she kind of falls for her sister's boss in an unintentional way. They
Okay.
meet. His name is Sharik. Um, he is a distillery owner. His family has the first black owned distillery in Kansas City, and she ends up basically being a bartender at one of his friends' engagements parties and unknowingly offers him his beverage that he sells. And so she didn't know him, and then it kind of turned into them running into each other. She falls on some hard times of moving back home and like caring for her sister who has an autoimmune disease and taking after her niece. And so he basically just infiltrates himself in her life and like wants to be there for her and offers her a job as his assistant. And he's going through a messy divorce, and she's not really for the drama because that's why she moved back home. And but they end up just having this chemistry and this bond that neither one of them like expected, but it's just too strong to pull away or not look further into. And so it's not a lot of drama in it. It's one of my I didn't think it was a slow burn when I was writing it, but once the reader started reviewing it, they were like, "This is really a slow burn. It's totally different from what she normally writes." And I was like, "You know what? That's okay though. That's okay because the characters that just mean they took you on a journey that was meant for them." So I
Oh,
enjoyed the slow burn.
would you say that it sounds like it's kind of a romance, but would you say it's a
Yes.
romance and in the regular formula, in the formulaic way?
You can say that. It's more
Okay.
of a contemporary romance, not more so of what I'm used to writing, which is urban romance,
Mhm.
but doesn't have a lot of drama, doesn't have a lot of what they consider spice. So a lot of my readers were like, "Oh my goodness, it took them so long to get to the first whatever scene," and I was just like, "Yeah, I know you guys were probably looking for that, but that's not what this is."
Yeah, but sometimes people want, especially with urban fiction, they expect drama on every page. As soon as you
Yeah.
turn the page, more drama, more drama, more drama. I'm like, especially when I wrote my first book, they were like, I just thought it was going to be more drama. I'm like, how much more drama did you think it was supposed to be? I don't even write like that.
Uh-huh. And not even the drama, but it's so more so you don't want to see the characters' relationship or them developing on their own as individuals, because of course over time a character should grow in a book.
Exactly, exactly. So I'm glad that you don't listen to people like that. You know? Well, what made you decide to do something a little different?
I was sitting on this story for a while, and then my publisher Shawanda, she was like, just give us something that you've never written before. So this book is dedicated to my mom. She passed from lupus when I was a child, and I've always had this story that I wanted to just touch on. I was originally I was supposed to kill off one of the main characters. The sister was supposed to pass from lupus in the book, and I was like, oh no, that's just, I mean, it could still be happily ever after with the main characters, but I'm like, that's not, I don't want that for the readers. So, but it was also to bring awareness to lupus, and also how a family member is taking care of someone so close to them and being the caregiver really when they're not the caregiver, but they also need that love as well. Like, sometimes you feel like you are overshadowed or overworked or just overwhelmed with everything in your life, and then you have this, not this man come save you, but you have people in your life who actually care. Like her friends took care of her, made sure she was sleeping, making sure because she lost her job, and so she was just, it was a different take on. I always touch on people who have just big hearts and probably get the short end of the stick, and so I always try to put characters in the book, side characters surrounding them, to let them know, like, hey, you are loved, you are appreciated, like we see everything that you're doing. And so I wanted people in real life to know, like, hey, yes, you may be taking care of your mom or your grandparent or someone who you didn't have to take on that role, but I see you, we see you, you are appreciated.
Very, very good, very good. Pam, you have a question?
Um, well, no, I mean, I'm feeling what she's saying because I have three family members who have lupus, and it's been, just looking at all three of them, each one of their journeys is totally different,
Yes.
even though they have the same, sickness, but it doesn't affect them all three the
Mhm.
same.
Right.
Mhm.
So, but just, listening to you talk about your character. But since you didn't want to kill the other character off, does this mean that there may be a sequel to this book?
I haven't thought about a sequel, but I wouldn't mind touching on Natalia, that's Nori's sister who has lupus. I wouldn't mind touching on that now that I've gotten over the hump of actually writing about it. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it could be just a little nerve-wracking, and you don't want to misinterpret or misappropriate anything,
Right.
because you don't know everything about autoimmune disease. You can only do so much research, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I did it justice. But if readers ask, or it comes about that a second book is discussed, then I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, sometimes a sequel is determined by how much readers ask about a character.
And not even the readers. It also depends on the characters. I don't know, people who aren't authors, they say, "What do you mean the characters aren't talking?" Not
Yeah,
talking.
sometimes the characters do talk. But like
Uh-huh.
with my first book, Cheating in the Next Room, um, people were asking about a character I didn't even think that people were going to ask about. I thought that they
Mhm.
were going to ask about one character, but people kept asking about Alexis. I'm like, they were like, whatever happened to Alexis? I want to see if Alexis became a doctor. I want to see how she turned out. Alexis this. I'm like, I thought y'all were gonna be asking about Andrea, and everybody was asking about Alexis. So Alexis wound up being in like three more books. Like, okay, I guess she's gonna be my core character.
And I know this is an interview for me, but early on you said the readers was like, "Oh, there's not a lot of drama," but the title of your book is "Cheating in the Next Room."
And that's what I'm saying. And they told me they thought it was gonna be more drama. I'm like, there's enough drama in this book.
The title itself has me very intrigued. Very.
It does, right?
So I will be going to go look that up.
It's so funny. Well, if you do look it up and you read it, you tell me. I thought there was enough drama in the book. They talking about I guess they thought there was gonna be some fighting and shooting each other in the book.
Yes, see. When readers would go from urban fiction to romance or contemporary fiction or women's fiction, their mind, it takes a little minute. It takes a little minute for them to catch on. Like, no, that's not happening over here, even though,
That's why I told people, like, I don't even write like that. My characters don't do that. My characters were professionals. They were a teacher and a journalist.
Most they're gonna probably do is argue, throw a drink on somebody, something mild.
So you say your publisher is Black Odyssey.
Yes. Well, okay. I'm also independent. I've been independent for 10 years. So I've been writing for 10 years. And then I got traditionally published. And so I have 2 books under Black Odyssey. Yes.
Wonderful. What made you decide to get with Black Odyssey? First of all, Shawanda is amazing. Love her.
Mm-hmm. I love her. She's so sweet. It happened. Everything I have to give credit to God. I honestly do. I had put on my vision board that I wanted to get signed by Black Odyssey, and I was going to write a book and turn it in by this date. This was, I think, January 10th. And I normally always go to the Walmart by my house, and before DEI, it was a lot of Black authors on the shelves in Walmart. I'm talking about aisles full. And so I recorded one day, and I said, I'm going to be on these shelves, and I posted it. Literally the next day, one of her authors reached out to me that I've been knowing for a while, and she's like, "Hey, my publisher wanted me to reach out to someone who I think would be a good fit to write Jack Girls Atlanta. Do you have a publisher? Have you ever been, have a distribution deal?" And I was like, "God, you move fast." Okay. And I was like, "No, I would be honored." So I literally signed the contract like 2 days after.
Wow.
That 2 days after I took the video, made the vision board, wrote it in an envelope. And then that was January. And then I had to turn the book in April. So she's like, "This is very quick. I don't know if you can do this." I'm like, "No, I can do this." And it took me through there because this was I'll hold it up. It's a women's crime thriller. I've never written a women's crime thriller before. So imagine all the researching, and then I love it. I was excited. So that's how I came about signing with Black Odyssey. It was literally me and God. I wrote the vision, made it plain, and he said, "Okay."
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So now the current book, did you hold it up yet?
Oh no, this is the current.
Let's see, y'all in these
blurred background.
Yeah, it's
in front of you.
Okay,
right there.
Okay.
I love you.
Love Earth Forever. Yeah. Okay, I see the infinity.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I see the infinity charm on the necklace.
Such a pretty cover, and it just looks so cute on the shelves in Walmart. All the readers were like sending me their pictures and their videos, and I was and my family that lives out of town, they're like, "We found it."
That's wonderful. Yes, that's a huge accomplishment to be able to get your book in that many Walmarts.
It is, definitely, and especially when I was used to seeing us everywhere. So now I'm like, there's me. I left my mark.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. What did you do? What did you do? Was that something that you and Entice, was that like a plan, a concerted plan that you wanted to do to get that book out there?
No, I think the plan was to always have like any books under Black Odyssey on the shelves, and then politics happened. So the first book, it wasn't really anywhere in the stores. They kind of just had to order it off of indie bookstores or Amazon or Barnes and Noble. But then she messaged me about this one, and she's like, "Well, this one is going to." It was picked up. Basically, it was picked up, and so I guess I got, I guess I got lucky. But I am very grateful.
Blessed,
Very grateful. Yes, thank you.
So now I have to ask, because Entice has been at the festival before, right, Rhonda?
Yeah, Entice has been at the festival quite a few times. She's normally the one who does the workshop on
Right.
taking your book and putting it on film.
I thought so. So now, with that being said, are you coming to the National Black Book Festival this year?
No, that's the answer. But when is it? October. Okay, I don't have any events in October.
23rd to the 25th.
Oh, my birthday is the 22nd, so I don't have any events. I normally do book events, but I also do BriTober for the whole month of October for my birthday. But I will look into. I will look into
and renamed October BriTober.
Yes. My readers already know. As soon as October 1st, they're like, "We got to save all our money for," because I released
my birthday's in June. That sound June.
I just got very lucky with that one. It's a good one.
June. See, nothing sounds right.
For some reason you don't make it this year, consider next year. I'd like to see you come.
Yes. Next year is a full. I don't have anything on the schedule except for Love and Books, which is in LA or Pasadena. It's in California. So that's the only.
Are you located in California?
No, I am in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
Okay.
It feels like California. It's warm here. It's warm. I don't know what the climate is doing around the world, but it's warm.
Well, it can be quite hot here in Texas too.
Yes.
Do you have any upcoming book events right now?
The only book event I'm preparing for is Black Romance Book Festival in May, and that's the big one. So I'm on a panel or a keynote with Wahida Clark, which I am just blown away by. I read her growing up in middle school and high school, and I was like, I get to be on a panel with you. I am so nervous. Like, I'm nervous.
That's what I'm talking about.
But I'm excited though.
That is very huge. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
So yeah, you're just doing your thing in these literary streets.
I'm trying. Yes, I took a little break. I just feel like I've been going for so long, for years. You know, sometimes taking a break and taking a step back is okay, because there's new readers out there. There's new readers who haven't read my work, and I have over 80 books. So
you made a great point, because some people think that, my book is 5 years old, nobody's reading it anymore. But everybody in the world has not read your book. There are people in the literary industry in this country who have not read your book yet. And just because it's old to you does not mean that it won't be new to them. So continue to push your books.
Yes, I tell people all the time, even though it may be 5 years old, 6 years old, it's a new release to a new reader. It's a new release. So every time they be like, "Oh, she's always marketing." Yes, because someone's eyes hasn't seen this.
True.
Someone's eyes hasn't seen it.
Exactly.
And then you can just see it again. It's not,
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, so if you look at some of my TikToks, you'll see me. I still scroll my books like you haven't seen, like they're brand new. I'm like, I'll still talk about cheating in the next room. Some wounds never heal. Putting it back together. Twilight. What's some of the other books I have? the other books I have.
And then now readers are very specific on like what they want to read. And I've written so many, I'm like, wait a minute, do I have something similar to that or something that they may, touch on? Like if they want a specific topic, I'm like, let me roll through my Rolodex and then I'll just post a cover. I'm like, here you go, just.
And that's the other thing. When you have a pretty good backlog of books, they're like, oh, I'm looking for a book about such and such. And you'd be like, bam. About such and such, bam.
Yes. And it's like I always tell the authors, don't ever be afraid to market yourself or post your book cover, because I always see people like, oh, or they'll discuss how they bought this perfume or they bought this other book from another author. I'm like, the way you post about other things, post about your book, post about your book. Let people hear. People want to know. That we'll never know about it if you don't even put it out there.
Look at me. I have my book cover on my t-shirt.
Yes. And I say that, but I'm being a sort of a hypocrite, because when I'm out and my family or friends, they're like, oh, do you guys read? And I'm like, be quiet. Like, no. Like, I'm not the, like, hey, I write books. I'm not so like, if they ask.
Tell people about your book.
I don't. I can post all day. Like if you follow me anywhere, you'll see something about a book. But out in public, my family's like, "Oh yeah," my dad like, well, "My daughters." I'm like, "No, it's okay." Because then they start asking questions. Like, oh, it's a whole thing.
But sometimes you don't want to feel like you're self-promoting. I get it.
Yes, that is it. That's what it is.
But what you do is just put yourself in a position to where people have to ask you about it. Like, and I was at the winery the other day. I pulled my book out. My book, I keep my book here, and I took the book right here, and I had pretend this is a wine glass. I had the wine glass right here. Put the book right here, and I took a picture of it. Click, and people saw me doing it, and they asked me about it.
I love that.
Yeah, I said, and so somebody asked me something. I said, oh yeah, so yeah, that's why I took the picture of my book.
Yes,
so I'm gonna say things to make people ask me about my book.
Now, when I'm at the post office dropping off tons and tons of packages, or people in line like, oh, what type of business do you have? And then I tell them, and then that's the conversation starter, because they're like, you have so many packages in here, and I'm like, yeah. So then it's okay, because I don't want to just start off like, oh, I'm in here because of this.
I got a book right. You read my book yet? You read my book? My book right here.
I don't want to just throw it out there, put in people's face if they're not even. And some people be like, "Oh, I'm not really a reader, but I'll let such and such know." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's fine."
Get it? I get it. I do.
And word of mouth is excellent advertising.
Yes, it is.
And the other thing we have to not be shy about is social media, because just because you post it one time doesn't mean that everybody on your social media list, on your friend list, saw it.
Now, the only social media I really don't like is TikTok, and I know it's a lot of readers over there, but I just don't like TikTok.
Why do you not like TikTok?
I don't mind like being on it for purposes of just watching certain, things, trendy things, but I don't think that I get the outpour or views or audience like I do on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
And I think my platform on Instagram is much bigger. So in TikTok, you really have to do video, like you have to do so much more. I feel like it's just so much more content creation, really being in like your face being in the video. I'm not get in the camera type of girl. Like I'm just not. I'd rather do graphics. So I think Instagram is more graphic based app, and then TikTok is selfie videos, lives.
I got you.
I let the readers handle the TikTok and all that.
Dr. Rondo, she's tickled over there. What are you laughing about?
Well,
what's your comment on TikTok?
No, I'm laughing about a couple of things. I'm laughing, one, because I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody doesn't want to do TikTok, and people think TikTok is a bunch of dancing. But the same stuff you put on Instagram, you can put on TikTok. Even if it's a
graphics. I don't know. Once I kind of abandon posting over there, it's just like no going back. And then I'm just like, now your engagement is low, and you know how that does. It doesn't. You post one thing, you get 3
your
views.
engagement is low because you're not posting. So what's the difference if you went ahead and post something? It's still
You know
gonna be
what?
low,
You're
right?
right. I'm gonna make it a goal. What's today? Tuesday. I'm gonna make a post tomorrow on TikTok. I gotta figure out. I'll post about. I didn't even post about the new release. I don't think. I don't even think I posted about that on TikTok.
What? What
Not
about
on.
Facebook? Are you
Oh
on
yes, I have
active
I have
on
a large
Facebook?
following on
If
Facebook.
two,
Yes.
even if
Okay,
two people liked it, that's two less. That's two more people than
that's right.
saw it. That's two more people than would have seen it if you didn't post anything.
That is true.
That's
You are
true.
right. So tomorrow, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna post on
We're
TikTok.
gonna be looking. We're
I'm
gonna be
gonna post
checking.
I'm
it.
gonna tell Entice to go check. In fact, we should
Oh
check
goodness, and
TikTok.
she's
I'm gonna
probably
go
gonna
look too.
she's gonna text me or email me. But
In
that is
fact,
so true. Okay, I
I'm gonna
can't
go
leave
find your
TikTok
TikTok and
behind.
I'm gonna go follow you and I'm gonna check.
Yes, but and then if you look at the last post I put on there, I don't even remember. Like I just forget about the app. I truly do.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to follow her on. I'm on Instagram, but I'm more active on Facebook,
Oh, okay.
and I do a little bit of TikTok. But I'm getting there.
I
So
have
I'm
a
gonna be. I'm have to connect
now I have
with you.
a platform that I use now is when I post to it and it'll post to all of my platforms at one time.
Hmm.
That's the only way I'm able to do it now. I can't be going
Okay.
on different platforms and post
Hmm.
one anymore.
I
Hmm.
think that's what takes the fun out of it because it becomes a job, like a task. It's like very
Because they're
tedious.
trying to make it a job, and
Yeah.
people don't want to do all of that. Talk about
I
you got
already wrote the book. I'm trying to promote it the best I
talk about you
can
got to
now.
post 5 times a day, and you gotta you gotta like people's posts and watch it all the way through 15 minutes before you post and 15 minutes after, and
And
make
then
sure
comment to
you gotta
thank
comment at least
everybody, reply
5 words.
to
And I'm like, I
them.
don't feel like doing
Hmm.
all of that.
It's a lot. It is.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it.
But it's okay. No complaining. I'm going to post tomorrow. We'll get those 2 people that see it. And then we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay.
All right. I'm gonna look for it too.
Me
Okay.
too.
And I'm gonna be one of the two. In fact,
Good. Oh, see,
I'm
there
gonna
we
be the
go.
third one. I'm gonna be the third. Look, Karen said she's gonna be the fourth one.
Okay, look, I'll take it. I'll take the
All
4.
right.
That's better than nothing. I'll
All
take
right.
it.
All right. All right, BriAnn, show us your book one more time and remind us
Okay.
where we can find your book.
You can find A Love Worth Forever at
Oh,
certain
right.
Walmart and on Amazon, or also at indie black bookstores. If you just search the title on Google, it'll pop up. I also have some available on my website. If you like signed copies, they ship normally same day or next day, depending on when you order. So yes, if you like contemporary romance, a slow burn by the readers,
Hmm.
get into it. I'm very
So
excited.
one last question from me.
Okay.
Are you a full-time writer or you have day job and you're an author?
Yes, I'm full time. I did work in domestic violence for 8 years, and then I literally got, well, they fired me because I asked God. I said, "Only way I'm going to quit this job is if they fire me."
Hmm.
I was like, "That can never happen." 2 months later, and then I got the book deal. So
Well,
that's I
look.
don't. Yeah, but I have a degree in social work, and so I worked in domestic violence for 8 years, or more than
Mhm.
8 years. But here, when I returned home, but I wrote full time that entire time. So I've
Okay.
been writing full time since 2015.
All right. Awesome. Wow. Well, I've enjoyed our chat with you.
Yes, I have too. Thank you both so
Yes,
much.
fun, BriAnn. Congratulations on your book
Yes.
and all you've been able to accomplish with it. I'm really, really proud of you. I mean, I'm gonna have to go talk to Entice about this secret sauce of getting into all those Walmarts.
Yes, because
That's
it's the doors are open. The doors are open. I feel like any opportunity we have to put us out there into the world, into more eyes of, the readers, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm all for it.
absolutely. Well,
Awesome.
you have a wonderful evening. God bless you. Look, I'm gonna be looking for you on social media.
Okay, yes, I'm gonna go get your book, so I'll probably be in your inbox.
She's in the next room. That's a catchy title,
It
Rhonda.
really
It
is,
sticks with you.
yes.
That was my first book, and that was a long time ago. So I have other books, but you know what? Go for it. That's
It's
cool
okay.
too.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll just look through the catalog, but that one is on the list first.
Okay, cool. Cool. I appreciate it. All right, but thank you. You have a wonderful evening. God
You
bless you.
ladies have a wonderful night too. Thank you.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing.
Continued success and blessings to you.
Yes, blessings. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, y'all. That was BriAnn Danae. That was a fun interview.
It was.
I enjoyed her. So
Me
now
too.
we're about to go into our last interview. She has been on the show before. She is always a hoot. Now, I don't know which one. I'm going to have to bring them both in because they both say Mary Monroe.
Oh.
So we're going to find out which one it is.
All right.
Oh, now she in the waiting room again. I don't know what Mary is doing. Mary? Okay, one is connecting the audio.
Okay.
Mary, Mary, why you bugging?
Okay. I see. That two devices, huh?
Yeah, and I don't know which is which.
Hi, Mary. Can you hear us?
Mary? Well, while we're trying to get Mary together, everybody, I just put a link to my Substack in. Please follow me
Okay.
on Substack. I just put a very interesting article um, yesterday on there. So many of you may have heard about the author who got a major book deal, and it was pulled because she was accused of using AI.
Mm.
Um, and she said that she did not use AI, but she hired an editor who may have introduced AI into her book.
Mm.
So I wrote an article about how we as editors need to be transparent about our use of AI because I've never made it a secret that I use AI. However, when I use AI, I'm very transparent in how I use it. And I think
Hmm.
we as editors should be transparent in how we use it. And we should be careful in how we use this, especially when we're working with our clients' work, because
Mm.
that's other people's work that we're affecting. And so
Yeah.
that's what the article is about. So I would love it if you guys would take a look at the article and let me know what you think. The link to my Substack is right in the chat. So, and the article is right at the top. So it won't be very hard to find, but take a look at it. There's some very good articles on there. And I'll be posting another one later on tonight about the importance of copyright. So good stuff on there. Very good stuff in the Substack world. So I'd love for you to take a look. Now, let's get back to Mary. Mary, I don't know what's going on with Mary. Let me see. I wonder if I can message her and see if she can hear us. There she is. Mary, can you hear us?
Hi, Mary. We can't hear you. You're muted. We can't hear you.
She's not muted, but I don't think her audio is connected.
Okay. We still can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. I've never had this problem before.
That's okay. You're here now.
I'm here.
Hello and welcome.
Thank you. Welcome. Nice to see y'all.
Nice to see you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so Gwen had another engagement tonight. So you have me and Pamela Jarmon Wade tonight.
Okay. That's fine.
Well, congratulations on your new books. And now I'm gonna have to go back to Lexington, Alabama now, right?
Yeah, and this is the last book set in Lexington, the sixth and the last book. So
Oh, okay. Well, is this a totally separate story, but still?
yeah, it's the first three books are connected. The last three are standalones. So this is a standalone story with all new characters.
Yeah, I'm telling you, those twins messed my mind up.
A lot of people said that. Okay.
I was like, oh my goodness, no. I was so sad about those twins.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people were surprised that, what happened, the climax with the friend and the mix up and all
Yeah,
this
we can't
that.
we're not gonna tell the people what happened with the twins.
Let them read it, huh?
They have to read what happened to the twins.
Okay. I hope they'll read it and enjoy it.
Yes.
But this new book is really gonna.
So what happens in the new book?
Well, okay, we all wonder. We all have friends, best friends, and sometimes you think you have a best friend, and that's not the case. At least it was, in my case. The best friend I had for like years and years and years turned out to be my worst enemy. And this book, the main character, Louise, is friends with somebody she grew up with, but she's not who she appears to be. And so she uh, conspires with a slick gigolo to take advantage of the main character, who's a well-to-do businesswoman. She's a restaurant owner. And so they conspire to take advantage of her because she's doing pretty good, for the time period. And one of the few people in the town, especially Black, they have something and they have some money, and they want it. They want it all. But she has a surprise in store for them.
Right
Big
now.
time.
I think you like being in Lexington, Alabama.
I do, but it's time to end the series, because that was a series. And even though only the first three books were connected, it's still set in the same town, and some of the same locations are mentioned. But the next book, the one I'm working on now, is set in Georgia. So I had to move it over a state. I wanted to keep it in the South, and I want to keep it in that time period for now, because it seemed my readers seem to really like hearing about what it was like, or what they think it was like back during the Depression years. And so I'm going to stick with that for a while. There's a lot to be said.
What time period is this final book?
It's set in the same the Depression years. It starts in the 20s.
So is it like so it's not really in succession, so to speak. It's kind of is it kind of happening at the same time?
Yeah, the same time period. Yeah, the same time.
But I guess what I'm trying to say is that it didn't happen after Hubert, so to speak. It's just kind of at the same time.
Around the same time, yeah. Okay. Same years, that block of years. That's going while he's over there doing his mess. These other characters are off doing their nest. The only connection is they're in the same little town, same time period.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Mhm.
I kind of like that. You know, like everybody has their own stuff going on all at one time.
Yeah, you'd be surprised in a little bitty town, you know. And somebody said, how could all this stuff be going on in one little country town? And I'm from a little country town, and I said, you'd be surprised.
But do you have them
I,
at least pass each other? Like,
huh?
like that. Does Hubert have like maybe drive past them as he's going to do his stuff or anything?
No, I didn't want to do that because I don't want to enter. The only connection was that some of the same restaurants are mentioned and the streets and the Fuller brothers of the Undertakers. They're mentioned in all of the books, but that's the only connection.
Okay. Okay. Because that would be interesting. Have them like maybe drive past each other, or maybe they end up in the same
I tried to
restaurant.
do that, but my editor said, no, we need to focus on, okay, Hubert and those people said they've had their story. Now let's focus on these people and let them have the spotlight. And so that's what I did. Their stories.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mary,
Now,
do you have
No.
your book?
Huh?
Go ahead, Rhonda.
No, I was just gonna ask you, have you followed this story? These
I
stories?
have not, but I've read some of her other books, so I'm familiar with her writing.
Well,
Okay.
this,
Okay, good.
this one, you gotta read this series right here.
Got to read this one?
Oh, my
Okay.
goodness. These
I was
people,
about, is
I'd
that
be scared to live in this little town.
do you have your book cover handy? Okay.
Ain't that a gorgeous cover?
Come over a
that is
little
pretty.
bit.
She looked mean.
No, this is what she looks like when she found out her best friend and her fiance were plotting against her. That's the way anybody would look. No, worse than that. It was me.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
So
She looks
I
like a beautiful lady, though.
huh?
Beautiful lady.
But you know, even the most beautiful people, the nicest, because this is
Oh, yeah.
a nice, docile woman. But when sometimes you don't know you have a dark side until people betray you,
Yes.
especially if somebody you trusted and loved and was getting ready to marry, and you gave a job and you did all this and that, and you come to find out that the whole time they were plotting to take everything you had.
Yeah.
You'd be pretty mad, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
And believe me, they gonna get what they got coming, what they deserve.
And I know you know how to tell that story, too.
Better than anybody.
Well, she can tell that story now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and what I wanted to do was to grab people's attention right away, and so that's why the prologue starts with somebody sitting on death row, but you don't know who it is.
Mhm.
You won't find out until you get to that part.
Okay.
So you know there's going to be some serious consequences there.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to take Rhonda's advice. She said I got to read that series. So,
Yeah, but you don't have to read the whole. I mean, if you want to start with Mrs. Wiggins, the first book,
okay.
that's okay. But then you'd have to read the two books that are part of that Wiggins family story for the whole thing to make sense to you. But if you started with this book, it would make sense to you because it's all new characters. It's a standalone book.
Okay.
Like the twins. It's the story with the twins.
That's true. The first three are connected. But
Yeah.
the second three are standalone stories. They just happen to take place in the same town.
Right.
So you
Right.
don't have to read them in order per se. The first three
Okay.
you should read in order though.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You know, the only thing I don't like about doing a series, and it's going to be a while before I do another one, is that, you know, some people, okay, a lady sent me a mean email the other day, and she started reading one of my other series with the last book.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a 3-book series. So the story didn't make the third book didn't make any sense to her. And so she gave me a bad review for that. And I told her, I said, well, you know, if you're reading books out of sequence, what do you expect? A lot of things are not going to make sense to you, you know?
Right.
So,
Wow.
mhm.
Well, I hate to hear that she gave you a bad review because I know you're an
Yes, she
awesome
did.
writer.
She
So,
said that I was talking about stuff that I don't remember this and I don't remember that. And I said, well,
I'm like,
dang
that
it.
was your fault, lady.
yeah.
I told her in a nice way. You know, I said, this is the third book in a 3-book series. And you don't know anything about these characters as to how they ended up the way they did, unless you read the first two books.
Right.
So she said she was going to go back and read the first two. So we'll see.
Well, let's see if she fixes her review when she
Yeah.
That's the thing. The one thing I don't like about reviews is sometimes people you get good reviews, you get, bad reviews and so on. And I can deal with that. But I don't like getting a bad review when somebody has it all wrong. Somebody gave me a bad review because they confused me with another author with the same name.
Oh yeah.
And I said, well, I'll be damned. And then you can't clean up all this stuff. And so you just hope that your real readers know, well, wait a minute, that doesn't mean her,
Mm-hmm. Well,
so,
you have a large following though.
yeah, but you know what? There are 3 other Mary Monroes. 3. I just
I
found
didn't
out.
know it was 3 others.
Well, I knew about the other
2.
one. I knew about the romance writer because,
Okay.
she gets my emails, I get her emails, and people, they look at the picture and still think, well, why are you writing a story about white folks? I didn't write that. That was the other Mary Monroe. And then another one, I just met her. Well, I met her virtually. She's in Florida. She wrote a book called Crazy White Girl. And somebody went on and reviewed it and they said, I don't know what happened to Mary Monroe. After the Upper Room and Mama Ruby, and now she's writing this crap and whatnot. And I said, well, dang, that wasn't even close. Wasn't even me.
Wow. Well, it's interesting that out of the other Mary Monroes, nobody used a middle initial or anything to try to set themselves apart.
No, the other Mary Monroe, the main one, her name is Mary Alice Monroe.
And she uses the full
name
name?
is also Alice.
Oh, okay.
And some of the people I went to school with know that my middle name is Alice. And so when they saw books by Mary Alice Monroe, they assumed it was me. And they started, this is in my hometown, telling my brother, why is she writing about white folks? All these characters are white. That's not like her. That's not me. That's the other Mary. So I don't use Alice. I don't use my middle name. I just go by Mary Monroe. But the 2 other Mary Monroes just go by Mary Monroe. And you can't control certain things, and so you just do what you do, and
that's true. Yeah. Just don't lose any sleep over it now.
Right. I don't. Right. I used to, but I've gotten used to it, and I said, well, it's their fault if they can go back and figure it out, because I've been confused by some authors. I'm still a fan of James Patterson, and I picked up a book by somebody else named James Patterson, and I said, what the heck is this?
I didn't know there was another author named James Patterson.
Well, he's not very well known, obviously. He was some, I think he just went away. I never saw his name again. But I assumed it was, I say the real James Patterson, but the one that I'm familiar with.
And I've added his book that he has, his collaboration with Viola Davis.
Oh, yeah,
I've added that to my list.
That's what I just started reading. I just started reading.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna definitely read that.
Yeah.
Well, I've read so many of his books.
I'm listening to it on audio. I mean, I'm saying I'm reading.
Oh, you like audio books?
Yeah.
Me too, if I'm driving. Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of driving and walking. So I do audiobooks.
Yeah. I love audiobooks.
Me too.
Really love them.
If Gwen were here, she would go on a soliloquy about how she doesn't like audiobooks, but I like audiobooks.
I do too.
They put her to sleep.
Well, I'm not saying I don't like them, because I haven't tried them yet, but now I'm going to try them. But I still love the feel of a book in my hands.
Me too.
But I'm going to give the audiobooks a try.
I'm glad you said that, because some of my newer books are coming out on ebooks. People have the Kindle and the whatever they use device that they use, and so a lot of bookstores aren't ordering books like they used to.
For me, I would rather either an audiobook or a regular book.
In your head, right?
I can't concentrate with an ebook. Because I try to read it on my phone and I'm like,
no.
The only time I can read an ebook is when I go get my nails done.
Yeah.
I'll set it up on the little stand, and then I can just read the ebook while I'm getting my nails done. That's the only time I can read an ebook.
I like that would be difficult for me. Ebook. No.
Because I have a library that I started 30 something years ago. Some real old books, original books with autographs of James Baldwin and greats like that. And so I look at them sometimes and say, this is so wonderful. You can't do that with the ebook.
Right.
And so, or an audio book, but I like them all, but I prefer the book, the hard copy or the paperback edition of the book.
Yeah. Yep. I have your library, I'm sure, is a lot bigger than mine, but I do all of my autographed books. I treasure them and I don't get rid of them. Some books, if it's not autographed and I read it, and if it's not a keeper, I will share it with, other friends who are readers. But my autographed books, I don't let those go. And I remember the very first book I got signed by Terry McMillan. At the Shrine of the Black Madonna here in Houston. I stood in line a long time to get into the the room. It was so crowded. Everybody wanted to see her then. And so I that book and the books by Elin Harris and Brenda Jackson and a whole lot of people. They're keepers. I can't let them go. So they're on my shelf.
Well, I
learned keep them forever.
I learned the hard way not to lend my autographed books. Because I let some guy.
You will never get it back.
I had an autographed copy of Giovanni's Room. Okay, James Baldwin's first book, I think it was his first book. And I let the guy that I was seeing at the time borrow it. He never brought it back. And it was so bitter. It was such a bitter breakup. And I called, hey, he'd be calling me. I just want my book back. I don't want you. Just give me you can go to HELL. I can't. But, and not just people, and then he never even read it. But I have friends who don't buy books, they borrow books, and then they keep them.
Well, the two things that I have experienced that you never get back are books and umbrellas.
and money. And money. And money.
Yes.
Yeah, and money.
Yes. Well, look, Rhonda, you said she was a hoot. She is.
I told you.
I have lent money to almost every relatives I didn't even know I had. And the sad thing about it is that they don't read. They don't read my books. They think everything, we're talking about old country people, or people from the deep small town, whatever. And they think, everything you need to know is in the Bible. And every time I tell them I have a new book coming out, they act like they're hearing it for the first time. You still writing books? You still don't have a real job? How do you think that makes me feel?
Wow.
I don't even tell them anything now. I let them read it somewhere. I got a call from one cousin one day.
I don't even know you're famous.
Magazine, blah, blah, blah. How come you never tell me? That's when I try to share with you guys, all y'all do is look upside my head. And then when your friends read my books, then you want to know, did you send me one? Send me one. Sit and they throw it on the shelf, and that's as far as it goes. And I have one cousin told me, you better not put me in none of your books. That thing about it. Every character in every one of my books is based on somebody I know. I do composites, right? But this one cousin said, if you ever write about me in one of your books, I'm going to sue you. I have written about that man in every single one of my books. So I'm not worried.
Read the book to know anyway, right?
They wouldn't even know,
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, there's some characters out there. Truth is stranger than fiction, they say.
Yes. So, how many books have you written? Do you know? I know you know.
This one that just came out today is number 36.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, congrats.
And the one that's coming out next year, around this same time, that goes into production on the 15th of April.
Okay.
Wow. So the book you just showed us, what's it called? Bad Seed.
This is Bad Seeds. This just came out today.
This one just came out today, so today's release day.
Today's release day. And the one I'm working on is coming out a year from today.
Okay. And that one's going into production on the 15th.
On the 15th. On the 15th of April goes into production.
Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Congrats. Early congrats for the next year book. And congrats for the one today.
Thank you.
So it's going to go into production, which means that you'll have it back in time for it to go to the reviewers, and you'll be able to.
No, well, when it goes into production, the first step is it goes to the editor. Well, in my case, it goes to my agent because he used to be an editor, and then it goes to my editor, and they do whatever they need to do, and then we go to the copy editor, and and so on. It's a lot of steps that it goes through before it actually gets printed into, they'll print an ARC and advanced reading copy. And then they go through that and the proofreaders, and we pick the models for the cover and all that. It's a long process. It's not like a one-step thing. And so then when we decide, we agree on the model and the title, because they've changed some of my titles. This is one of the few titles that they went with, because they changed some of my other titles. They liked all my guys, but some of the other books, they didn't like the titles, and so we changed. And so the title I'm working with now is tentative. I don't know if that's the title they're going to stay with.
Okay. So you're not ready to tell us that title yet because it's too early.
Well, I'm going with quicksand. Yeah, we've got a woman who just makes one bad decision after another, and she's just sinking. You probably felt at times that, I can't get ahead for losing or whatever. And she finally gets to a point where she makes better decisions. She's got a hard luck story, but she really blossoms. She develops over a period of time, and she's got, me with my revenge. We've got the gist of the story is that, her family pretty much abandoned her. The mom went off with the stepfather and so forth. And she ended up with some people staying with him, and she was sexually abused. She's a teenager when it starts, and she's pregnant, gets pregnant. He goes through this, and then she gets involved with the guy who's going to rescue her. And so she goes to the man who's been raping her, and they have a showdown, and she ends up killing him, or she thinks she killed him.
Oh.
What happens is the boyfriend goes to where the crime took place, finishes the guy off, but he lets her think for 15 years that she is the actual murderer.
Wow.
And believe me, when she finds out the truth, all hell will break loose.
Man, where are you getting these ideas from?
It's everywhere. I watch a lot of television. I read a lot of books. I eavesdrop on airplanes, buses, on the street. You'd be surprised.
You eavesdropping on murderers, though?
Huh?
Are you eavesdropping on murderers?
But no, I can take a meek-looking acting person and turn them into a serial killer, like Mrs. Wiggins, or whatever. But people, you'd be surprised. People say, "Well, I can't come up with any ideas. I got writer's block." What do you do with writer's block? I don't even know what writer's block is, because everything around you is giving you creative nourishment. You just gotta recognize it, absorb it, and just go from there. It happens more to some people than others, and with me, I just soak it up.
I love that.
I think about things that when I had a marriage that was from hell. And a lot of this stuff I wrote that I went through when I was married, it's in my books and some of the characters. And I had a cousin tell me the other day, "Girl, you ain't gonna never run it with this family, our crazy family. You are never gonna run out of ideas." And I said, "You're right about that."
Well, Mary, it is always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Well, it's always my pleasure. Sorry, Gwen's not here with us.
Yeah, well, I have enjoyed filling in for her and getting the opportunity to interact with you, Mary.
Well, thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations on you said your 39th book?
No, 36.
36th book.
I think I need to go back and count because sometimes I say, oh no, it's 36. But I'm pretty sure it's 36.
Okay. But congratulations though, and congratulations
Yes.
on release date.
Yes,
Thank you.
congrats.
All right.
Thank y'all for thinking of me.
Oh, absolutely. And we did put the link in the chat, so everybody go out and let's make this a bestseller on its first day.
Thank you very much.
All
I
right.
appreciate that.
You have a great night.
Okay, y'all too. But
Have
bye-bye.
a good one.
Okay,
Thank
I'll see you later.
All right, y'all. This was another great show. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And thank you, Pam, for joining me tonight. You were a fun hostess.
My pleasure. I enjoyed it.
This was a fun show. So, everybody, thank you all. You were a great audience. We will be back next week. Gwen will be back as well. I know we won't see you before Easter, so I just want to tell everybody happy Resurrection Sunday, happy Easter. God bless you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Holy Week. And if you are in the Northern Virginia area, I will be having a book signing on Saturday at Blend Coffee Shop. It's a coffee bar. And I would love to see you there. It's going to be in Ashburn, Virginia. And it's from noon until 5. So I'd love to see you there. If you check out any of my social media, you'll be able to see the flyer and get more information. And don't forget to click my Substack link so you can get more information about that editors and AI usage that I was just talking about a little bit earlier. Pam, do you have any book signings or anything you'd like to plug very quickly?
Oh, well, I will say, yes, I will be in Austin at the Texas Book Festival coming up. And of course, I will be at the National Black Book Festival in October. And with Dr. Rhonda just mentioning that we are in Holy Week, coming up on Resurrection Sunday. Don't forget about my book, Prayer Seeds, Refresh, Renew, and just with the scriptures, the prayers, affirmations, and hey, grow more in the Word. And have a blessed Holy Week. And we enjoyed you all. Good night.
All right. And that's all we have. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in and join us next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern for another edition of Black Authors Matter TV.